beginning is the most awkward, so let's just go ahead and cut to the chase. So I realize a lot of my friends on Facebook and on my blog and on my Twitter were kind of confused lately with all the status updates, and my apologies for not keeping you in the loop beforehand, but things were really super crazy and I had time for nothing other than what was going on. My dad got a job in Virginia, back home where I was born, so my family decided to move back to where all my family is, and it's a really good decision. I'm not staying here for good. I decided to come along, first of all, because they needed me to drive, and second of all, I wanted to come along and help get the house ready, pack everything in. And then third of all, I didn't want to spend the holidays alone. I really wanted to spend the holidays with my family. I'll be coming home to Georgia in January for good, hopefully. So a little bit about the trip. We had 2 U-Hauls, one huge truck U-Haul that had a lot of junk in it that my dad drove, and then a little U-Haul, which my mom drove. And then me and Hannah drove in the Malibu full of more junk. So if you guys know anything about our family luck, the only luck that we possess is bad luck. So this trip was totally expected, actually. But let me tell you a little bit about it. As soon as we get on the road, my dad's truck starts acting up, the big one. So we had to stop at U-Haul. And we get there, and they're like, oh, well, there's blah, 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 blah. Brake fluid leaking around the brakes, and you can't drive it. So we're like, way to inspect the trucks before you give it to us the night before when we pack them. So they're like, well, we'll give you a new truck and you just pack everything in it. And we're like, heck to the no. Heck to the no. Do you see how big this truck is? It is full to the brim with junk. We are not moving everything. No way. So we had to wait for a mechanic. So we're like, okay, not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal until we ended up waiting for a mechanic for 6.5 hours. In Conyers. I mean, we did a lot of fun stuff. We slept, we did some video. There's something wrong with the truck. We have 2 trucks. The big truck with most of our crap in that we probably don't need, but we're taking with us anyways. That truck, there's something wrong with it. How do you feel about that, Hannah? We made stashes out of our fingers. I am the walrus. It was awesome. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Before we left the U-Haul, right before we left, we were like, hey, potty break before we leave in case we have to pee or whatever. So me and my sister go to the bathroom, and we notice that the toilet is stopped up. Not the gross, poopy kind. It was just, water. Overflowed toilet. So my sister is like, oh, well, it just needs to be flushed. So she flushes the toilet, and it starts coming up. So she grabs a plunger and starts plunging in this toilet, and it starts to overflow. And so we're like, run! So we just ran away. So we drove 3 hours and stopped in South Carolina and slept at a hotel. This hotel was awesome, by the way, because we had Sadie with us. And so we had to a place that would allow pets and dogs. So our room smelled like dogs and cigarettes. It was awesome. Then we got up the next morning and we drove, 6.5 hours to Virginia. And I only almost fell asleep 3 times. I'm a really good driver. Got here, unpacked everything. The house is so cute. And I know that my parents love it because every day I wake up to the smell of eggs and bacon. I go to bed pretty early too now. I don't stay up till 3 o'clock. It's awesome. I've been going to bed midnight. It's wonderful. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.